Welcome back, grapplers and grapplettes. My name is John Evans, and thank you for joining me again today for another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament match. Today's match is going to be from the 2013 Pan American Games. It's going to be Rafael Mendes. If you've watched any of the Mendes brothers stuff before, you know super exciting, very technical, and that's why I love to cast their matches. So today is no exception. We're going to be doing another one of the Mendes brothers matches. This is going to be Rafael Mendes. Hopefully in the next week or so I can get some Abu Dhabi Pro tournament footage. It's a little bit hard sometimes to get tournament footage because you got to get the rights from the people that shot it. Obviously I did not go to Abu Dhabi to film it. So hopefully I can get some of that for you guys. There were a lot of really good matches in that, some very controversial, and I just wanted to take a minute to talk about that real quick. The finals of the brown belt openweight division. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want any spoilers, turn me off, go watch it. But if you have seen it, or you just want to hear the results or my opinion, then you know that it was Keenan versus the smaller Paulo, and they're just both the two top brown belts truly in the world right now. They're amazing. And they met again in the finals, just like they did at purple belt. And they double guard pulled and were playing their same game that they always play, trying to berimbolo, trying to get up into a leg drag, trying to force to 50-50, foot lock. And it can become a little bit of not the best match to watch, just because, especially if you don't know what's going on, it looks like they're just sitting there playing footsies and being lazy. But there are a lot of little intricate details going on that no one wants to overcommit to anything and put themselves in a bad position. This is the finals. It's for money at the Abu Dhabi Pro. There's thousands of dollars on the line, and also pride. These are the two best guys in the world. And so, you know, Paulo is known for his guard and his berimbolos, and maybe if you're Keenan, it's a smart thing to not get up into their guard and play where they're the strongest. So, you know, when you have something like that, that may be the way it plays out. Now, a lot of people really upset about the way that that match went, saying that it was very boring, that it's a disgrace to the sport. And, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe if you look at it from like a self-defense or MMA perspective, you're not going to sit there and pull 50-50 and try to sweep with 1 minute left on the clock, because that doesn't matter. You're just going to get your face punched in. And maybe you're not going to double guard pull. You're going to work for a takedown, right? Because you don't want to be in the bottom in MMA or in self-defense in general. So maybe from that perspective, yeah, you're right. But the main thing that really upsets me about this whole thing is that if you put on a tournament, you control the rules. And the rules are what the athletes play within, and they play the most intelligent game to the best of their abilities that they can within those rule set. So if you don't like double guard pulls, if you don't like 50-50, you know, double guard pulls. Say first person to come up, instead of just one advantage, maybe 2 points. If there's no takedown and somebody pulls guard, maybe that's negative point for them, or maybe it counts for a takedown for their opponent, if that's what you don't like. If you don't like 50-50, make heel hooks legal from there. Might have some injured knees, but it's gonna change the way that the sport is played. This is what happened with judo. Judo was not all about just takedowns. Many years ago, judo had a lot of the ground game that jiu-jitsu does today, but they went away from that because the rules were changed. So by you disqualifying two talented athletes that are playing within your rule set, saying that they're boring, that is just very short-sighted in my opinion. And I believe that if you want to change the way that the game's played, you don't want any of this double guard pulls and kind of stalling. It wasn't really stalling. It's people trying to play intelligently and not make a big mistake and get defeated. Then change the rules to reflect that, and don't punish the athletes, because it's not their fault. They're doing their best, and believe me, these guys train all day long, sometimes 6 hours, 9 hours a day, every single day. This is their lives, this is their passion, and this is how they get their paychecks. And please don't punish them, because they are phenomenal, and they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. So if you want to change that, change the rule set. But that's the end of my rant. Let's go ahead and get into the tournament now. This match, like I said, Rafael Mendes, right here in the white gi. And his opponent, I'm not sure who he is. He's a Ribeiro brother guy, because he's wearing the patch on the back. And they have not made grips yet, so it's still a wrestling game. course, until the grips are made, the judo grips, it is 100% wrestling. You can shoot in for singles, doubles, fireman carries, whatever you want. And it looks like Hoffa's stalking his opponent. He grabs the lapel and he's able to pull guard because of that. And they are out of bounds, so they're going to restart him right back in the center. And Hoffa has a 2-on-1 grip on this lapel, and his opponent drops down really low, and I believe he's trying to do that because he's trying to get double underhooks, and that sets up really good passing, and you can see Hoffa violently kicking his leg out, trying to get those underhooks off. And you can also loop your feet underneath the hamstrings of your opponent if you're having a problem with that as well. It stops them from picking you up with the double underhooks. But Hoffa here gets the spider guard hook and then is able to use that to sit up and pull his opponent into his close guard. So, and here you'll notice he has a 2-on-1. He's got the collar sleeve, and this is very good for omoplatas, setting up triangles, and he hips out and he tries to put the lasso hook in. His opponent not having any of that, maybe trying to go for a low pass or double under pass again. Hoffa gets up and goes for an ankle pick, and it looks like he gets 2 points for that. It's a little bit quick. You're supposed to control for about 3 seconds or so. Yeah, so he passes, and then his opponent sits him back up and sweeps him, but then Hoffa gets double butterfly hooks from the back, and this forces his opponent into a face-down turtle position, and Hoffa takes the back. He throws the top hook in. It looks like he's going to take the back. He's going for a bow and arrow choke, and instead he goes right for the arm. His opponent is trying to somersault out of this, but Hoffa right there puts the foot right across the face, and that puts the brake on for when your opponent is trying to roll out of that. It just stops him right there, and he applies the arm bar to finish, and that's all she wrote. That was very textbook, very technical armbar. Nice job from Hoffa. He's always on his game, and today was no different. He just went right after it and got the quick finish, so good job to him. And of course, a lot of people say that these new guys with their new games, it's just, you know, it's all berimbolos and leg drags, which Rafael Mendes is known for both of those, and he's kind of like the pioneer, I would say, or at least one of them, of that whole new style of jiu-jitsu. But then you see right there, he's playing close guard, and he passes your guard, and he armbars you. So you can't get more old school than that, right? But yeah, I thought it was very exciting. Anyway, thank you guys for checking out this video, and I will see you guys next video. All right, later, guys.